We're starting this trip along what is known as Nevada's Silver Trails. We're in Goldfield, which is just under 200 miles north of Las Vegas.
You know, a lot of people drive through Goldfield, and I've had them ask me, what is there to do or see when you're here? Today we're going to find out.
Goldfield has changed since we were last here years ago. New residents have established new businesses, like here at the Goldfield Stop. Jerry Fouts is there to greet us.
Hi, Jerry.
Hi.
Thanks for meeting us.
Welcome to Goldfield.
Thanks for having us. It's been a long time for us since we visited, and I got to say that this has a different feeling to it than it did before.
There's a real energy here now.
Yeah, there is. There's a lot of new people. I've been here for 2 years, moved here from Oregon looking for adventure, and we found it here in Goldfield. So we love it. This is the Goldfield Stop, the building that I bought about 1.5 years ago. Come on in and I'll show you what it's all about. This is Goldfield in 1909.
Wow. Look at how big.
1902 is when Goldfield kind of got discovered because there's gold. And in 10 years, they became the biggest city in Nevada. We had 20,000 people here, and it was a wild, hoppin' town.
It may not be quite so hoppin' today, but there is still plenty to attract visitors, especially ghost hunters.
We have a lot of people, ghost people, paranormal investigators come from all over the world to Goldfield. They know about Goldfield, and they love coming here. And so we want to be here for them. We want to be able to give them what they're looking for.
Well, if they're looking for ghosts, Jerry has just the thing, a ghost whistle.
With the ghost whistle, if you want to bring ghosts to you, you whistle. If you want to get ghosts away from you, you whistle. So it's a whatever which one you want. So if you're afraid of ghosts, then you whistle and the ghosts go away. But if you are inviting ghosts to you, then you whistle and hopefully a ghost will come to you. You take it and you put your thumb on the bottom and you blow it as if you're blowing over a bottle. They don't all sound like that. Let's try a different one.
Oh, that's a nice
So
one.
I play a flute, so you know I know how to blow in it.
I don't.
You have to put it up against your lip. See, there you go. Perfect. Pretend like you're blowing in a beer bottle. Right across the top.
She'll get that one.
There are authentic Goldfield rocks and tiles from the famous Goldfield Hotel, all pieces of history available to visitors.
Every time somebody comes in, I actually see the shop new for the first time, like I'm looking at it through their eyes. And I just love the shop. I think it's interesting, and I just want people to come and just feel comfortable being here.
One nice thing about Goldfield is that everything is nearby. Just down the road is the historic Goldfield Fire Station.
This is really cool. These restored trucks. This little guy here is fascinating. And then you got the massive one in the back. And I bet that's where the pole used to be,
So
right?
the pole used to be there. Somebody actually fell out of that hole one day, so they had to cover it up.
You know, it's so interesting that there's so much fire history here, considering half the town burned.
The fire was in 1923, and they didn't have enough water in town to put out the fire, and that's why so much of the town burned down. This is the block that did not burn because the high school's there, the hotel, you got the courthouse, so this block got skipped somehow. We could spend all day just talking about the history here.
All right, so you're going to drive, and I'm going
Okay.
to do the alarm.
Fire! Fire!
Over there!
One of the best known buildings in Goldfield is the old high school, which has been deteriorating for years. Jerry's husband Steve is one of a group of people spearheading a restoration.
It's one of my favorite buildings in town. It's a 1907 original building. The objective is maybe to restore it someday, but as you can see right now, we're trying to keep it from falling down.
We've been here and seen it before, and I always think of the sagging steps sort of representing that whole building being that close to just kind of collapsing. So it's cool to see an effort made to save it.
In the time that the school was in use, do you know how many students went through it?
I think when they opened, there was about 400, 420 students, something like that. That was in 1907, and the town rapidly got smaller after that, so the classes got smaller. The last graduating class was 1948. Last time there were students in was about 1952.
Oh, wow.
They might still be living in there, but not breathing air anymore.
So yeah, right. So there are some spirits hanging out in
It
there.
gets pretty active at night. What I tell people is we don't need an alarm system. The night crew takes care of that all by themselves. All right, well, let's go inside. See the cornerstone?
That's pretty cool.
How about that sound?
It's a great sound.
Come on in.
You need that sound if you're doing a haunted.
It's specially
School tour.
engineered for a haunted building.
Oh, yeah.
We sort of put everything that wasn't stolen in this room as sort of a display of how we think things were. But this is all original desk, original floor. The windows in this room are all intact.
And beautiful big windows, too.
It is, and it's very light. It's very
Yeah.
airy in here. I don't know about you, but the high school I went to had little teeny windows on
little
top.
square.
But here, they try to make it happy and cheery and bright.
You can hear the building creaking around you. You can imagine the stories that people tell.
It's a fairly windy day, and some of the sounds this building makes can be very interesting. All right, well, let's go down this way. So this is the girls' bathroom. This is back in the day when the flush tanks were mounted on the wall, and there was a toilet underneath. And I've met women who went to school here, and they thought it was creepy even when they were students.
I was gonna say, it feels a little interesting in here.
Well, they would go home and go to the bathroom and then come back to school rather than come in this building.
Would you replace the original tank toilets?
I would put one back.
Okay.
So you can see you can imagine what it used to be,
Yeah.
but it haven't destroyed the history in the room. I think part of the history is all the aging that's happened to the building since then. The finishing on the walls, the finishing on the wood, to me is part of the attraction of the building. This is the first room that I would restore. I would take the floor up, I would refinish it, I'd refinish all the walls.
The molding up at the very top. It's
Yeah, it's
so
beautiful. There's
cool.
a lot of artwork. It's pretty light, it's pretty inviting.
This is a very, very
I think
pleasant
this is
room.
a happy room. Right behind you, Merry Christmas, 1947.
Was this here before?
As far as I know, that's 1947.
I really want it to be true that this just was here
Well,
since 1947.
that is when the last group was here in December, was in 1947. So at least it's historically accurate. So this is the most magnificent part of the building here, this stairway. This is all original wood. So all this is the original woodwork, original rails. And you look up and see the skylight. And these beams were here, put here in about 2004 because the skylight was falling. All of these corners were suspended. So this was just a big open space. It would be magnificent, it would be bright, it would be very cheery.
The light is just amazing.
Yeah, I stand here and I think this is a high school.
It feels like a hotel.
I know, honestly.
So to me, this building, I feel like it's the bonus room. It's very bright, very sunny, and I feel like if I'm a senior, my grades are good, my homework is done, I'm gonna sit out here and read a book. Now there's some graffiti here, but I think it's okay. Class of 1942.
That's pretty
Juniors
cool.
1941. Wow. So that probably is the entire graduating class of 1942.
Some of the best penmanship I've ever seen on graffiti.
Yeah, and good handwriting, and it's cursive. So when you stand here in the wind, it's a very active building. To me, the sounds are kind of creepy, but kind of cool.
It does create a feeling like the building is alive.
Well,
It's
to me, it's
talking
not
to us.
scary. It's kind of a happy alive.
Right.
It's not, it's just
Rattling,
busy.
noisy,
It's
like a
lot
school,
cooler.
right?
Yes. And one of the reasons we don't have any rat and mouse damage in here is because we have an owl that lives here.
He's pretty. There you go.
Hi. That's a great face.
Aren't you glad you don't look like dinner?
I'm glad I didn't wear my mouse costume.
Yeah.
Steve's passion for restoring this piece of Goldfield history really shows. He epitomizes the notion of keeping history alive.